Security experts around the world have been closely watching the scenes in Pyongyang, as you would expect. So let's turn to Julian Ku. He is a professor of law at Hofstra University for his take on the summit thus far. It's great to have you with us, Dr. Ku. We saw some rather exciting scenes of the two Korean leaders meeting and greeting each other on Tuesday. What stood out the most to you about this historic meeting in Pyongyang compared, let's say, to the summits there in the year 2000 and in 2007?
Well, I mean, I think these, in a lot of ways, are kind of the same. I think the difference is that clearly there's a much more of a emotional connection, I think, on the North Korean side. And I think the youth of the North Korean leader and sort of his personality, his sort of image that he projects, and the open emotion he projects, I think does make a difference. It creates a different atmosphere than I think in the previous summits. And so I think, you know, and North Korea itself has changed since those in previous summits. So it does seem like it's created a warmer, more festive atmosphere than in previous years.
Yeah, personality-wise, he seems much more outgoing and approachable to other world leaders compared to his father. But what do you expect to see from this summit, and how specific an agreement must be reached between the two sides in order to win the international community's support and trust?
Well, I think the United States and the international community, but specifically the United States, is looking for something written down on paper that's specific. It doesn't have to be a super detailed timeline of everything that's going to happen, but some detailed, specific, ideally some sort of timeline, a date, a target date, anything specific. The original Singapore summit and the prior agreements have been general, but they haven't been specific. And so after all these sort of personally warm meetings and happy meetings and these wonderful pictures coming out of Pyongyang, what we need now are specifics. We need to get something before the United States and the international community can feel comfortable offering anything specific in return.
Yeah, that's what we've been hearing from the vast majority of experts we have been speaking to, the need for specifics. So let's hope we get them. But South Korean President Moon Jae-in has said that he will aim to be the mediator and try and speed up dialogue between Washington and Pyongyang. What would you say are the most crucial matters to tackle during this summit in order for these stalled denuclearization talks to finally take one big leap forward?
Well, I mean, I think so far, I mean, from the United States is in an unusual situation where the President Trump has personally put himself on the line and says he really wants to make a deal, but he needs something, a specific, detailed commitment. Again, I think a timeline of some kind, a commitment to denuclearization within a specific time period, and written down on paper, not a private agreement said, you know, behind the scenes. He needs something publicly stated, written down on paper, before he can, I think, convince the very skeptical Congress and other important voices in the United States and in the United Nations before North Korea can be trusted, because we've been down this road before with North Korea. They've made these promises before. So thus far, besides the pictures, we haven't gotten anything new from North Korea in terms of specific details. The only thing that's different are the pictures.
Just quickly, do you expect North Korea to provide Trump with a specific timeline?
I'm skeptical. I think they they may feel that Trump needs them more than they need him, and then maybe they can continue to string him along. They can have another summit where they can get another great set of pictures, and I think politically, President Trump might be attracted to that. But I don't expect them to give anything specific. That would be surprising, and that would be a great achievement for the South Korean president. But so far, North Korea has shown no inclination to do anything like that.
Yeah. So staying with President Moon then, he's the man tasked with this extremely mammoth plan that he has to fix and get ready. But he has this mediation plan for the North Korean leader, where Pyongyang would disclose its full inventory of nuclear weapons in return for the US agreeing to formally end the Korean War. Could the South Korean leader persuade Kim Jong-un to actually take these measures?
Well, that I wish I knew. I think that one of the fatal problems we have on this side of the world, and even in South Korea, is that how well do we really understand President Kim Jong-un, right? How well do we understand his motivations and what constraints he's under politically within North Korea? It's very difficult to assess. I think that, I think he needs that. I think the better way to think about this is that he needs something like that, a disclosure, something tangible to take to President Trump and say, look, he's gone farther than North Korea has gone before, and he's given you something specific here. And if he can do that, then I think we can move forward. If he doesn't, I think this will just continue to drag on and probably end up like the previous sort of, North Korean discussions, which really ultimately ended nowhere.
Okay, so a degree of skepticism from you there, Doctor. Well, Julian Ku, Professor of Law at Hofstra University, thank you ever so much for your perspective. We appreciate it. Thank you.